A group of House ultra-conservatives who rose to power by making life hell for GOP leaders is now facing cracks in its once united front, which some worry could foreshadow an even wider rift if Republicans win back the majority next year. A notable split has emerged inside the House Freedom Caucus in recent weeks over its members' use of delaying tactics on the floor to protest Democratic policies. That effort has grabbed attention and ruffled leadership, two hallmarks of the Freedom Caucus, but it's also snarled legislative proceedings enough to breed frustration among some members of the far-right crew. Some in the caucus criticize the legislative slowdown, led by Freedom Caucus Chair Andy Biggs, RREs, and several others, as a failure to act strategically. Conservatives should challenge a select few bills rather than a wide swath, these Republicans argue, to avoid diluting the potency of moments when they choose to tie the House in procedural knots. Internal critics also warn that their fellow Freedom Caucus members' antics could backfire if Democrats respond by starting to block the GOP from using an expedited process to advance its own non-controversial bills. But other Freedom Caucus members feel strongly that wreaking havoc on the floor is part of their brand and they need to deploy every procedural weapon at their disposal. After all, regardless of how they feel about the current floor strategy, House conservatives share a frustration with the way Democrats are running the chamber, and using their limited power to force recorded votes is one of the only real ways they can vent that energy. The level of division is whether to use it on every single bill or to withhold it on some bills, said one Freedom Caucus member, who was granted anonymity to more freely discuss internal group dynamics. If you say unconditionally, "We're using our power," on every motion, there's no negotiation possible. So that's been the breakdown, is whether to object to everything or some things. In a sign that the issue is far from settled, the band of roughly 40 hardliners met recently to debate whether to use the strategy in a blanket fashion or on a more limited basis, according to several GOP lawmakers and aides who attended. And some frustrated Freedom Caucus members have even started skipping out altogether when their cohorts force floor votes on motions to adjourn. Others have downplayed the internal differences as minor. Yet even those Republicans acknowledge that consternation is growing within a group whose members first started slowing down House business out of aggravation with multiple decisions by House Democratic leaders, including the lack of GOP amendment opportunities and the metal detectors erected outside the floor after the January 6 Capitol insurrection. All data is taken from the source, http://politico.com article link, https://www.politico.com/news/2021/03/30/freedom-caucus-cracks-4784429. Hashtag caucus #news express #news today update #news world ABC #us news world report #news today ABC #.